You're watching The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi.
I'm sure that many of us take so much for granted as we go through life. Enjoying the outdoors, living a comfortable lifestyle, and even our health. Well, young Miles McClellan lived a short yet incredibly full life in his 13 years. On his 9th birthday, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. For 4 years, he endured radiation and chemo treatments. Yet through it all, he worked extremely hard, raising awareness of this devastating disease. He kept busy doing appearances and raising funds for Miles' Miracle Mission and the Canadian Cancer Society with his mum, Susan. In fact, he became one of the youngest top fundraisers in Ontario history. Miles was a very special boy who accomplished a lot in his short life. Miles and I were buddies who both shared our love of fishing. Our last trip together was in the fall of 2005 in October for some muskie fishing. And as usual, it was lots of fun.
I need a fish. I need a bait. I need a fish. I need a bait. I need a fish. I need a fish. I need a fish.
Coming up, when it comes to catching large numbers of muskies, Lake St. Clair is at the top of the list. It's not uncommon to catch 10 or more a day. That's why when Bob thinks of going fishing for these toothy monsters, Lake St. Clair is the first place that comes to mind. On today's show, Bob heads out on Lake St. Clair with Captain Jim Fleming from Drifter 2 Charters. He brings along his fishing pal Miles McClellan. His brother Andrew and their father Wayne come along for what is sure to be a fun time for everyone.
It's the McClellan fishing team here. Here comes. Whoa! Could be a world record.
You gotta love it.
All right. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, man. Way to size that one. Oh, there you got it. Yeah. That is so cool. Oh, yeah. That is a monster.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi.
All right. Oh, man. Woo-hoo-wee. That was pretty cool. Oh,
Oh, I got one.
A Slavosaurus!
okay. Oh.
Man, that's a good
There
fish.
it is. Oh, yeah. Good one. Whoa. Here he comes. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
This is what Opie Fishing is all about, right? 16 pounds. Look at there.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Ontario, More to Discover, and Tim Hortons.
Hey, folks, that's what I call real fishing. Hey, it's always nice to come back to your old home base. In fact, my roots are down here in southwestern Ontario, and I'm at the mouth of the Thames River here, and I'm with Captain Jim Fleming from Drifter 2 Charters. Jim, good to be back on board.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, you know, we fished muskies here about last year.
Yep.
And, well, that fella Miles McClellan, you know, from Chatham, he's here with us, and he was catching all the fish last time. He's got his brother here, Andrew. You got your son up here, Captain Joe.
Captain Joe.
Terry Vandewaer is up there running the boat for us. Miles' father over there, Wayne. It's a pretty nice day. I put these, you know, these bibs on for the musky slime. It's actually kind of warm out today. It's pretty mild, but overcast, a little bit of drizzle. We came down from Toronto early this morning, and should be good. You've been catching lots of muskies?
Yeah, the musky fish has been good. We're just outside the harbor, so we're just out here close to the lake.
Well, we got a few hours to do it today. Tonight I got a fundraiser in Chatham, the Rotary Club having a banquet tonight that I'm speaking at. So this is gonna be fun to get these young fellas out fishing. Should be good.
Get them a fish.
All right.
That's what you want to see is all the teeth marks.
He is working up a storm now. I understand, Miles, you and Andrew were up at 10 to 5 this morning. Even though we didn't have to meet Jim in Tilbury, though. What was it, 7:30?
7:30.
Yeah, they were up early just getting ready. How is it? Good? Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost in, Miles. You're almost in. Not much farther. Not much farther.
This is like work, isn't it, Miles? Yeah? It's the McClellan fishing team here.
Joint effort.
He's got the special fighting belt on called Dad. He's in the fighting chair here. I think that thing's just swimming along just sort of like a dog on a leash. There it is. A little guy. Looks like a little barracuda, this muskie here. All right. Well, we've broken the ice, so to speak, Miles. Congratulations, buddy. Are you getting your blanket on? Your rubber blanket?
No, it isn't my rubber.
All right. Way to go, bud.
Yeah, Miles, you come unhooked right in the net. If you'd have made a mistake bringing them in, you'd have lost them on the way through.
All right.
Look at that, man. See that pretty little fish?
Hey, we need a picture, Miles. Come on now.
Hey, we'll let him go.
Well, I got the first one.
All right, brother. Way to go. Good stuff. What'd you think of that, Andrew? Scary.
Stay tuned for more Lake St. Clair Muskie with Bob and Miles.
What kind of salad dressing do you want?
I don't like that.
I'm serious. I got Thousand Island would be appropriate for today.
Chevrolet. When you're the #1 selling brand in Canada, you rock the nation. With more power, more fuel efficiency, more dependability, and more utility. Plus, get the Silverado Special Edition Crew, now with $1,000 worth of extras on us. The Rock the Nation event is back and rocking.
Coleman promised.
Coleman promised to light my way. Coleman has been making reliable lanterns for over 100 years.
Coleman promised me shelter from the storm.
Only Coleman makes tents with a WeatherTech system to keep you dry, guaranteed.
Coleman promised to get me through the night.
The double lock valve guarantees our beds won't leak. Coleman promised to keep things cool. The extreme cooler that keeps ice for 5 days in temperatures up to 32 degrees Celsius.
That's cool.
Coleman promised.
At Coleman, we keep our promises for the past 100 years and the next.
Chatham-Kent is located in southwestern Ontario in between Lake St. Clair and Lake Guri. It's a community that will always be very special to me because it's where I grew up. I remember fishing as a kid in Rondeau. With so much good fishing nearby, is it any wonder why I'm doing what I do for a living now? Whether it's muskie, walleye, or bass on St. Clair, or largemouth or panfish in Rondeau, or even fishing for the steelhead or walleye out on Lake Erie, the fishing is phenomenal down in that area. And to top it all off, it's in southern Ontario, so it's easy to drive to, and there are plenty of cities nearby with attractions for the whole family. So come give Chatham-Kent a try. You won't regret it.
He's got more teeth marks.
Yeah, it's all chewed up.
Using the line counter with 20 feet of line.
That was a quick muskie out here on Lake St. Clair, boys. Quick muskie. Hey, fish. Okay, Miles. Good. Don't worry about those.
Just hold on to those.
Yep.
I'll get mine.
Okay, this is it. There we go.
Oh, okay. I got it. I'm ready.
Okay, you ready, buddy?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. Put
Okay.
that between your legs. Okay. Okay, reel. Lay it down slow. Okay, ready?
Well,
Pull back.
as soon as we came into that mud line, Jim, bang. And you had, what, lures that are brighter, obviously, for fishing the muddier water, right?
You see him.
Brighter baits. It's clear out in the lake, but we thought we'd come out more near the river mouth here. And bango, Miles is into a muskie. How's it feel, Miles?
But
Whoa, look at that baby, Andrew. What do you think, man? Wicked, eh? All right, that's got like an olive green back to it. We got Wayne here doing some coaching. Miles' dad. We got Jim that's going to get it with the net. All right, good one.
Whoa, look at that.
Okay, all right. Way to go. How was it?
Where are those clicks? Oh, there they are.
All right. Miles, you going for the chocolate bars? Is that your biggest muskie?
I don't know. You have to measure it to see.
Miles, you went up really fast for those chocolate bars. How was it?
They're good.
Yeah, tell me, how did it feel fighting a muskie like that anyway?
Hard.
Hard? Yeah, as good as that chocolate bar?
Almost.
Almost. Okay, so tell me now, when you first got that rod in your hand, did you say to yourself it was a big one or a little one?
Big one.
Well, pretty good size, buddy.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View. Sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. By now, you've probably heard talk of invasive species such as zebra mussels and gobies. There are currently over 180 introduced species in the Great Lakes, and some of them are making a serious impact on native species.
They're a real detriment in the Great Lakes for a number of reasons. They're so aggressive, can outcompete these small native fishes, and unfortunately now they're being spread into inland waters.
It's believed that most of the invasive species in the Great Lakes were introduced through the ballast water in large ships from foreign ports. They've spread to smaller inland waterways with the help of boaters and anglers, but there is something that you can do to help stop the invasion.
When you pull your boat out on the ramp, make sure that there's no weeds hanging off it. Drain all the standing water in your bilge area and live wells. Take a few seconds and check that live bait over. Make sure that the fish that are in there are legal bait species, and make sure that there's no plants floating in that water.
There are also many invasive species that you may not be able to see with the naked eye, so never empty your bait into a different body of water. Taking these simple precautions will help keep a natural balance in our waters so that we can continue to enjoy the fantastic fishing that Ontario has to offer. There's more muskie action still to come, and Bob visits the Capitol Theatre in Chatham.
There's something new at the top of the food chain. The world's first supercharged 4-stroke outboard, and the only power system of its kind anywhere. The revolutionary Mercury Verado. From pole shot to top end, it delivers unmatched power and acceleration, all in the quietest outboard ever built. See why all other outboards are history. Mercury Verado. Take charge. Bomber. The one and only.
While I was in southwestern Ontario, I did a speaking engagement for the Chatham Rotary Club at their annual dinner. Some of the proceeds were going towards the Capitol Theatre in downtown Chatham. I spoke with Bob Fox, the project manager, about the reconstruction of this old theatre.
Well, this is a project to reconstruct an historic movie theatre, the Capitol Theatre in downtown Chatham, into a 1,200-seat, attractive, technologically advanced performing arts center with the capacity to host international caliber acts and shows of all entertainment types. It's about a $9.5 to $10 million project, and we're about halfway through the construction right now, and so we're looking forward to finishing the construction in the next year and a half approximately. It certainly has the promise of greatly increasing the vitality of the community, certainly enhancing the downtown area, the attractiveness of the downtown area, the capacity to bring people into the downtown area in addition to coming into Chatham-Kent, and also the importance and the attractiveness and the vitality of people being able to come to performances of international caliber shows, top caliber shows, right here in Chatham.
Oh no, we got a mile?
Yeah, we got a mile.
Mile.
All right, love it.
So how did you feel when you had a mile?
This is why he brings the little captain. If your dad says you have to dive down to get that lure, would you?
I didn't want to get it.
Yeah.
My brother did it.
You would? Guy in the float tube is waiting for a muskie to come and grab his leg. Miles, come on now. It's not easy. Fishing is a tough sport.
Oh! You're right.
Up next, it's Andrew's turn to see if he can land a monster St. Clair muskie.
Oh, I saw his
Real.
You saw its face.
Whoa, hold on.
There is a place where people still care about real quality and innovation, where ideas aren't limited to an 8-hour clock. Performance is measured by your total satisfaction, and attention to detail is a celebrated way of life. Welcome to the Ranger family. Real people, real commitments, and boats that are literally legendary.
Hi, I'm Bob Azumi. After a day fishing, there's nothing like spending time enjoying a beautiful summer evening with my family and friends. And I won't let mosquitoes stop us from enjoying the fun. That's why I trust new Off Mosquito Lamp. The Off Mosquito Lamp uses a unique heat-activated pad that kills mosquitoes on an average-sized patio. I've always trusted Off to protect me when I'm fishing. Now Off gives me the protection I need for outdoor entertaining too. Off is effective protection you can trust.
You're watching The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi. This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
It's not often that I get to shoot a tip with a male model, and guess what? I'm not with one today. I'm here with Rob Nevin from Protection Products. They make Nautilus by Protection, and they're here in Guelph. Actually, we're at the University of Guelph, and you're wearing a suit that I'm very fond of. That is the most incredible survival suit that I've worn over the years.
Thank you. This is actually, we've had a lot of great feedback from this product. We found that a lot of the other floater suits that existed on the market tended to have a bit of a Michelin Man feel, where it was just big, bulky foam everywhere. So the way we specifically designed this product was so that it almost fit like a ski jacket or a ski suit. So we have a thin layer of foam all the way through the product, but we've supplemented the buoyancy in the torso where you need it the most.
Well, I'll tell you, very comfortable. You've got so many features in that, like the waterproof zippers. I wear that in torrential downpours, you know, whether I'm fishing out on the West Coast or anywhere in between. You know, I wear that musky fishing, all types of fishing. I've never gotten wet in it, of course, unless I've fallen in.
That's a neat thing to keep in mind, actually, because we have what's called a waterproof foam construction. So every single foam seam that we have inside of the construction of this suit actually has a 1-inch heat-sealed tape. So the foam is actually welded together, which makes you impervious to water and wind.
I got you. Now, the whole idea between a flotation suit is not only are they Coast Guard approved, so they count as a personal flotation device in your boat, but they can save your life too, right?
Very important, yes. Big thing to always keep in mind with floater suits is it's not just wearing a floater suit that will extend your survival time. Your main goal is to actually entrap water into the suit. So once you fall in, first and foremost, you should pull these thigh closures so that they're very, very tight. You also want to seal the ankle closures on both sides and your wrist closures as well. What you've successfully done there is you've restricted the flow of water in and out of the suit. That entrapped water, it then interacts with your body temperature and the closed cell foam, and it warms up after a little bit of time, and that can pretty much double your chances of survival.
I gotcha.
Another great thing that we've done with this suit is that we actually built in what we call a climate control system. So we have, like you mentioned before, the water-resistant zippers that are on the exterior shell. You unzip those, and then you reach into these fleece-lined hand warmer pockets that are, first, they're comfortable, and secondly, they're the second stage of deployment for the ventilation system. You unzip that second zipper, and that's actually infused in the waterproof foam liner. So once you do that, you're letting air come into the suit, and it comes through these hinged buoyancy panels that are encased in a wicking fabric. So there's 4 of these. It creates a chamber through your whole upper body, and the air can then flow and draw moisture away from you, which keeps you very comfortable in this suit.
No question, it's the ultimate flotation suit. And a guy like me that makes his living out in the outdoors, this is something you need, especially for those cool days out there.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, Miles, you can coach your brother. All right, what do you think, Miles? Good to see your brother catch one, huh? Yeah? Boy, that was quick, wasn't it? This guy here has never caught one, has he? Andrew, how does it feel? Weak? You or the fish? The fish is weak.
Real.
You saw its face.
Whoa, hold on. Where am I? Hello.
Okay, what are you doing? Okay, real. That's it. Don't stop watching. Ready? Real.
No, that's...
Oh, nice one.
Ah! Look at English line.
There you go.
All right.
There's a biggie.
You last suit?
Oh, yeah. Good advertisement for fluorocarbon. They cut it. Wasn't for that.
Yeah.
Up with the log. She's all going sideways there on that drift.
So, Jim, you got fluorocarbon leaders. How many pound test is this? 60 pound fluorocarbon leader. And this little device here, this stainless steel wire, what do you call that?
Just a weed guard for the weeds out here in the lake, the floating weeds.
So the floating weeds will go down your line and catch on that little piece of metal there.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more fishing time when you're out here and the weeds are heavy. They work really well.
Yeah, you got so many floating weeds on Lake St. Clair, especially when the wind switches. All right, good one.
Okay.
Hey, Andrew, look this way, boys. Hey. Hey, boys.
Good job, bud. Good job.
All right, boys. Way to go. Good stuff, Miles. He got his first muskie. What do you think? Pretty good? How about a thumbs up to everybody at home?
It's great, the opportunity to come out with Bob. He enjoys it. I mean, I'm not sure which one is the 12-year-old at times, I have to admit, but the two of them get together in their bad news, and it's so much fun, and you know, whether we catch a lot of fish or a couple of fish, it's a good time to have together, and the specialness, it's part of it.
Miles, Wayne, Andrew, and myself had a great day fishing on Lake St. Clair. At one point, Miles whispered in my ear, you know, wouldn't it be fun if we did some casting instead of trolling? That was just so typical Miles, not taking the easiest road. It is so incredible what Miles got to experience in his short life. From the people he met and inspired, to the places he went. Many lived their whole lives never achieving or experiencing as much as Miles did. Here's a quote from the Chatham Daily News. Those souls waiting in line at the pearly gates surely parted Thursday morning and bowed their heads as our own Miles McClellan sauntered to the front of the line. Miles, it was an honor to call you my friend. I'll definitely never forget you. That is a fish of a lifetime. Whoa! Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. That was too cool. Oh,